about it. So let's go through the must-haves. The first thing is that you need to have a Binance account. Make sure the Binance account has futures. So you can see right here, we have futures in here. So if it has futures, it can work. If it doesn't, this won't work. All right. Vespers Bot can work on OKX and Huobi or Huobi. I don't know how they pronounce it, but yeah. But I'm just going to show you for Binance. Okay. So make sure you have a Binance account, and then should be easily accessible, available. Okay, features should be easily accessible, available in your Binance account. For people that are in US and UK, you wouldn't have futures available. You can either bypass this by using a VPN, or maybe you know someone you trust in another country that has access to Binance. You can work with them in order to access futures on your Binance account. Or maybe, for example, you're in the UK, but you created an account in Ghana, for example. Okay, you can still use VPN to access your account. Remember, you can change the region in your app store to Ghana, for example. Okay, and then use VPNify. Okay, and then use VPNify to bypass the access, connect to Austria, and then access your account. Okay, so with that being said, let's just go down. Before you create that, you're going to tap on Open Futures Account, right? Because sometimes you are not given direct access. So you have to tap on Open Futures Account, or you check the two boxes on the page and then click Open Now. But if there's nothing like that, just continue. Okay. Now you scroll down. This is what you're going to do in your Binance app. Make sure you have gone to Assets, which you see at the bottom right corner, and then you should see a transfer button that says transfer. Tap on it and send the amount of money that you want to trade in the futures market to the USDM right here. It says USDM. So you see USDM futures. Make sure you send money from your spot or from your funding to USDM futures. And that's the amount you want to trade with. Okay. So what do we do first? Step one, make sure you're on this page. Okay. Make sure you're on the USDM page right here. And then tap on the three dotted icon right here. And you have a pop, and then you choose preferences. Right after choosing preferences, you see step 3. It says tap on order confirmation, which is right here, order confirmation, and then you turn off limit order. Once you turn off limit order, you move to step 5, tap on position settings, and then change this to hedge mode. And then change asset mode to multi-assets mode, change unit preference to USDT order size. Some of you would have tap to filling price turned on, go there and turn it off when you are done with the first part of the API settings. And then step 9, go to your home page right here and then look for more. You see more. If you don't see more, tap on the 3 dashes, the top left corner, and then scroll down. You're going to see more services. Okay. And then you tap on more services, it's going to expand, and then you navigate to the bottom. You see others and you see API. Some of you are going to see API management. So just tap on that. And then that is going to take you to this page. So step 12, you're going to see I agree button. Click on that and then tap on create API. When you tap on create API right there, you're going to see a label API field. Type in your name or your nickname, anything that you choose, and then click next. And then you see system generated, and then you see self-generated. Choose system generated, and tap on next. They'll let you solve a passkey or an authentication, and then you're going to get this page. So the name that you put there, you're going to see it right here, and then you see edit. You see some API key and all that. Now go down here, click on the arrow and copy. It's going to expand. It will expand to this. Now this is where a lot of people get confused. Pay attention here. You see when you click on the expand, you can scroll down to the very last end and you see restrict access to trusted IPs. Check that. If you don't check that, you're going to see that all these boxes here, all the enable boxes are grayed out. So make sure you check that first. And then once you check this first, we are going to go back into Vespers and copy the IP and come and paste it. And that's why in the steps right here, I said in step 15, get your API key from Vespers Bot by jumping to step 18 and following up to step 20 and then come back to step 16. So 18 says, well, go into Vespers right here, click on home, and then click on API binding. Once you do that, it will take you here, and then you're going to see a copy IP button. So copy the IP, click on it to copy, and then now you go into Binance, and then you come and paste that IP right here, and you click on confirm right here. Once you do that, you can now come in here and check enable futures. Enable reading will be checked, leave it. Okay, just check only enable futures, and then scroll up to go and save. So right here, scroll up and then click on the save button. Once you save, you're going to see your API key down here, and then you see your secret key down here. So you're going to copy them one after the other. Okay, these two, one after the other. Go back into your Vespers bot, tap on Binance. Okay, once you tap on Binance, you see API binding. Tap on API binding right here. When you tap on API binding, then you paste the keys in here one after the other. Paste API key under API key, paste your secret key under secret key. Okay, and then you click import. Once you've done that, you go back into Vespers. Whenever Vespers is giving you trouble, just refresh the page and you'll be fine. So click on futures down here and then click on Fusion Matrix. You see it right there, Fusion Matrix. Okay. Now we are going to verify our API setup. Remember, I showed you how to transfer funds into your USDM futures. If you haven't transferred some funds, or if you've transferred some funds in your USDM futures account on Binance already, you're going to see that same amount here where I've pointed the arrow. Because I have $1,000 in my futures account, it shows right here. But if I hadn't done that, it wouldn't have shown. So just to be sure that you've connected your API correctly, go into Binance, assets, go to transfer button, and then swap some funds from your spot or your funding wallet into your USDM futures wallet. And then come back to this page and it will reflect. You can also refresh the page to see the change. Okay. So in Vespers, another thing you can do is to change some settings. For example, you can change this username that says user 74044. Go to setting, and then in setting, you tap on login information, personal information, and then you change your name. You can write any name there and then click on activate. All right. Then you set your payment password. Step 29. After changing your username or nickname, go back once and then tap on payment password to set it up. And then type in a 6-digit PIN code. You will always remember. Make sure you always remember that. Okay. If you forget it, that's your case. Add funds. So we are going to learn how to add funds for the bot and for gas fees. So step 30, tap on my holdings. When you go to your profile, right at the bottom right, you see my holdings. Tap on it and then tap on add funds. You're going to tap on add funds for step 31. Okay. And then here, remember, when you tap on add funds, you're going to see a USDT BEP20 address. This is a BEP20 network. Remember, you are not using the Ethereum network. You are using BSC network, Binance Smart Chain or BEP20 network. It's the same thing. Remember, the activation costs $100, and the minimum amount of gas fee you can buy on this platform is $10. So you shouldn't send less than 110, which simply means if you are sending, because of the fees that the platform or that you're sending from is going to charge you, you should make it like 110.1 or 150 or 150.5. Always bring a little bit more or add a little bit more to what you're sending. Okay, because if you send 110 and let's say Binance is taking 10 cents out, it is only 109.9 that would appear here, which means that you can use 100 to activate the bot, but the $9 cannot be used to buy the gas fee because the minimum is 10. So always factor in transfer charges. Okay. Now, if you make a mistake and you want to top up, you can always top up by simply going through the same process. Hit the USDT BEP20 address and then send the money to it. So I'm going to skip to step 38 to show you the different gas fees that are available. Okay, and then we'll come back to 33. Okay. So 38 right here, you can see we have $10, $10. So $10 gives you 10 Vespers, 50 gives you 50, 100 gives you 100, 250 gets you extra 30 in addition. 500 gives you extra 100, 1,000 gas fee gives you $500 in addition. So the more you buy, the better. Okay, discount. Okay, so let's go back. So usually I tell people, hey, buy 150 for starters, 100 to activate, 50 for gas fee. Okay, something like that. Now, when you send, you're going to send the money to this address in your account. Okay, you see the address. Now, after sending it to the copied address, you should see the funds arrive at the USDT balance area. Mine says USDT balance 0.000. But let's say if you send 150.1, you're going to see 150.1 appear over here. Right. Now, if it doesn't appear, tap on the green button that says recharge troubleshoot and then click on sure. If still doesn't reflect, just refresh the page and it'll reflect. Make sure when you tap on recharge troubleshoot, it says detection successful. Okay, detection successful. All right. All right. Okay, so step 34, right here in the profile, tap on access key. So now you sent 150 to the bot. Tap on access key and then select buy. You see a green button that says buy right underneath. You can see that. And then check the radio here, year card 100, check it and then click on confirm. And then you'll be given a code that says click to copy. You tap on that click to copy right here on this page. Then you go back into your profile, go to activation, and then paste in that code and click on activate. And then when you do that, you see the due date here will change from 2025, the time of recording this video, it's going to change to 2028 or 2029, which means it's giving you 3 years. Sometimes it gives you like 3 years and a month, an extra 1 month. Because I did mine in November, it still gave me like 3 years and an extra 1 month. Okay, like 1 month is that bonus on top of it. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We are buying gas fee. So after activating, your USDT balance will be left with $50. Remember, we've sent 150 here. So we'll go to convert, the convert button, and it's going to show us those gas fees that we talked about early on. Okay, which is this. So I'll just check mini volt, the one that says 50 USD. I'll check on mini volts and then I put my 6-digit payment password in here. Remember, I told you not to forget that. So you put that in here and then you click on confirm and you would have bought some gas fee. Okay, now we're done. Let's choose the coins we are going to trade with. I recommend that you strictly follow the budget and coin allocation chart to avoid getting liquidated in futures. Don't think because the bot is trading for you can never lose. It is only if you don't go by the settings that it is going to go against you. So let's apply some risk management. If you have 100 to 150 in your USDM futures balance on Binance, make sure you are trading only 2 coins or just one. For those who are very, very risk averse, they will trade just one. Okay. Some may have $200 to $300. They might want to trade 3 coins as it shows over here. But those who are very risk averse could go for 2. But this is what I said right here. I recommend that one selects, for example, 4 coins, XLM, Gala, Algo, Sand, if their capital is closer to $800. Do you see the $500 to $800 range? It gives us 4 coins. But I will only trade 4 coins if my money is close to $800. If my money is close to $500, closer to that, I would rather go to the 200, 300 layer and trade only 3 coins. Let's take the last one, for example, 30,000 to 50,000. How many coins are there? 8 coins, right? Let's say my money is 45,000. I'll trade 8 coins. But if my money is 30,000, I'll trade the other lower rank set of coins. I'll trade from here, the one that says 12,000 to 20,000. I'll trade from there. Why? I'm just applying risk management. Okay, so this is just a personal direction I give, but it's not cast in stone. I'm only trying to make sure you apply good risk management. So always trade lower layers or the lower levels if your money or your capital is closer to the lower range in that bracket. Okay. So likewise, if your capital is closer to $500, for example, if it's $600, then I recommend you select only 3 coins with 20x or 30x leverage. You can go for 30x. All right. But for those who are too risk averse and are scared, go for 20x. Okay. Now let's set up our coins. Go to futures, investors right here, and then tap on fusion matrix, or you can tap on the numbers. Okay, any will do. And then click on the add to button to start adding the coins you're going to trade. So let's say we have $250 to trade. Okay, let's say 300. I'm going to choose XLM, Gala, and Algo. Let's say we are using $300 in our USDM. Okay, I click on add to. I'm going to add 3 coins. For every coin, I'll do a long and I'll do a short. Okay, so I choose Binance, click on proceed. Then in the search button, I'll type in XLM. I'm going to do the first one, the first XLM. When I type in the search bar XLM, I'm going to see XLM/USDT. So I'll select it and I'll click on the word determine down here. These are the settings for other coins. You can take a screenshot here if you want. These are settings for other coins. When your money increases over time, you can come in here and add a couple of them. When I scroll in there, you can see Algo. It says minimum capital $73, trade units 100, reinvest quantity 10, reinvest quantity and then 10 layers. So for every coin, the bot will trade 10 layers. That it gets technical in its explanation, so I'm not going to go into that. Then reinvest quantity is 50 by default. So trade units for Algo, you put in 100. You understand it later. Avalanche trade units is 2. Bitcoin Cash trade units is 1. So every coin has its trade units. Okay, Sand is 450 and so on and so forth. Filecoin is 25. Minimum capital required is 142. So make sure you have a minimum of that amount before you attempt any coin. Let's say I want to randomly trade some 2 coins, maybe DOT and Filecoin. I need to add the 2 minimum capital, 296 plus 142, and I should have that amount before I can trade these 2 together. You get it? I hope that makes sense. All right, but please go with what I've given here. Go for low aggressive pairs. That's why I've put them here. These are low aggressive pairs. Okay, if you want your account to be safe. The other coins are for people that have higher capital. And when I say higher capital, I'm talking about 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K, right? So if you're starting out with $300, don't trade any other coins apart from the low aggressive pairs you've been given. All right. So remember, each of them have their trade units. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a long right here, and I'm going to do a short right here. So I'll explain. Every pair, set long and short positions using the same trade units and leverages. Example, if you set 100 trade units for XLM long with 30x leverage, do the same for XLM short and give it 30x leverage as well. This means that after tapping on add to and setting XLM trade units 100, position long, leverage 30x, do the same thing for short by tapping on add to again after clicking on submit for your first setup. If you are too risk conscious, use 20x leverage. If you don't really mind, use 30x. Okay, so here, when I tap on add to trade units, I'm going to put in 100 instead of 1. This one, I'm going to type and put in 100. Then take profit percents and adj factor. Is it adjacent factor or adjunct factor? I don't know what it means, but leave those ones. Jump to position and then leave it at long. It starts with long all the time. Leave it at long and go down and click on this. It will be 20x, but click on this and change to 30x and then submit. So we have done for XLM long. Then we go to add to button again, and then we put in trade units 100. Remember, trade units for XLM is 100. Put it in there and then leave these ones. Position, change it to short. Okay. And then scroll down. Instead of 20x, make it 30x. Don't make 120 and make one of them 30. Don't do 20 here and then you go do 30 here. There'll be an imbalance. Okay, right after that, click submit. Okay. How do we activate the trades? After setting long and short positions for the appropriate number of coins based on your capital size, you'll see the screen. Let me get the screen like this, right? And then you would see that this button that says close immediate will be blue and it would say open immediate. So once you are done setting all the coins, you do this after you set all the coins. Okay. So if I'm doing Gala, I'll come in here, put in 1,500 units for Gala. Because remember, the coin parameter says trade units for Gala should be 1,005. Then I'll leave it at long. I'll put 30x and I'll add again. I'll do Gala 1,005. I'll put it at short and I'll do 30x. Okay. So that's just about it. So I come in here and click all the blue buttons I see for all the positions. And I click on sure. Once I do that, it has started trading. I can always go into my Binance and check my profits. I can see the running trades. Now, when the trade starts running, just go to futures and scroll down. You see all of them running, right? But how do I check my profits? Usually, I'll say this: tracking your profits in Binance is better than tracking your profits in the Vespers Bot, because the Vespers Bot does not accurately show the profits. It's using Malaysian time. So go to assets and then tap on percentage loss or gain, and then tap on the calendar icon and you see your daily profits. So I'm going to come here to my assets in Binance. Then I go here to this percentage, the one that says minus 0.28. Everyone that starts out gets a minus. Okay. Get minus 0.28. And then that will take me to this page. Right on this page, I will scroll down to the calendar icon and then I can see how much I'm making every day. So when I started on 16th, I made $5.23.